Hello, 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 and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Jameelah, and I'm a master manifester, and I'm sure you are too. You're watching content like this. The name of this channel is Manifesting Magic, the practical way, because there are a lot of practicalities to manifesting the lives that we choose. So, I just finished saying, I was like, I need to go make a video, but I really didn't know exactly what, but I do know exactly what I'm going to talk about. So, mind you, don't mind this little rough t-shirt. It's my good vibe shirt. It came out the dryer. The collar's all ugly. Um, People, okay. So I'm the kind of person, in case you've ever noticed, I'm definitely more focused on internal aspects of our personal development, law of attraction, all that kind of stuff. I'm always like, focus on yourself, focus on the you that's developing, focus on the you, focus on your purpose. Why do you want to be here? All those wonderful things. Don't focus on what somebody's doing or what they're not doing or what they're giving you or what they're not giving you. Because then when you put so much of your time and energy and attention on other people, it's kind of almost like letting the universe know that you don't trust that it will take care of the things that you need to have taken care of, that you're relying solely upon the people that are in your space, right? So that's kind of my thing, because I always feel like you're much better off just not worrying about what other people are doing to you or doing with you or doing for you or not doing for you, all that kind of stuff. If they do it, that's cool. If not, it's all good. So being that independent, sometimes when I walk into situations where I know there's a negative element to it, a part of me doesn't want to tap into it. And the reason why is because I really, really want to believe that all of our problems and circumstances or issues or things that we're dealing with can all be remedied right inside of us. And I still believe that. I do know that it's true, right? But what I do know is that unfertile grounds does not lead to growth. Now, you might be able to maintain and sustain and all that wonderful stuff. But as far as evolving, ascending, and growing, developing, expanding, that doesn't happen in bad environments. And I'm saying this to say because most recently I've been challenged with this. Because when something's like that, I try to figure it out. Because I'm like, wait. Is it me? Is it me? Is it me? Because I always want it to be me really badly. And the reason why I want it to be me really badly is because I feel like I have full control and power over my own personal growth. So it doesn't matter what other people are doing because I can take care of it. But sometimes being a person like that, you walk into situations and you don't validate what you know is wrong, what you know is a problem. Because a part of you is like, well, I don't want to be a complainer. I don't want to be a person that doesn't see the bright side and the wonderful butterflies and rainbows and everything. But sometimes it's 90% butterflies, rainbows, and unicorns and all that good stuff. Then the other 10% is just like, I know this is happening. And it's almost like when people are passive aggressive, because I'll tell you this in a lot of environments, if you're around people that are passive aggressive, what happens in those environments a lot is gaslighting, because they never really come right out and tell you anything, but you know that that negative energy is lurking because you can feel it. You can feel it in almost everything you do, the interactions. You can feel. This is like if you have somebody that's around you and you have friends, whatever, everybody's had this. You can feel when you have a friend that's competing with you on some level, right? Because you get something new, then they go get the same thing new or better, or you go get this and they go get that, and you can tell, or they compare everything about how come you make this much money and I make this. I need to. So you already know how that is when you have people around you that are like competing with you. But some people are so subtle with their attitudes and energies that it can really make you feel like you're tripping. And then there's that moment, and I'm telling you this because you'll have that moment too if this is something you're dealing with. There's that moment that you hit and you realize, I know somebody messing with me. And it's so true because it's like, you're like, I'm crazy, but I ain't that kind of crazy. And then you get confirmation again, and you're just like, I knew it. I knew it. And so this is what I do in those situations. If you want to know how I handle that kind of stuff, because it's nothing worse than being in a situation or caught up in an environment when you realize, and after some time, that the environment is just sucky and you thought it was a different environment, but it's like, it's just sucky. The people are not that great. You're just there. It's just mediocre, regular, nothing special, boring. And so you realize you're in these situations sometimes. The best way to handle it is to extract your essence, extract your energy. And this is I'm saying this because it's not like it's something that you do in order to do something to someone or get back at someone, or it's what you do to preserve yourself, right? Because even at the end of the day, I'm a firm believer that even when someone else or another or an environment or something is causing this negative attitude and negative energy that you know you're feeling, that you're not producing, that you're just sucking in, you're just like, why? The best protection that you can have against that is to pull back your energy, pull back your essence. Don't give anything. Don't give anything. And I think this is so hard for so many people because people like being around people. They start talking to them and they're like, oh, I'll help you in that project. I'll do. And the minute you think, you're back to square one again with nonsense. But I'm like, hey, man, I am so proud of myself because I finally gotten to a point in my life where if a situation or an environment is not working for me, I just pull my energy back. Now, that's not saying I'm going to leave the environment right away because it may be strategically useful for me to be there. It may make the most sense for me to be there. And I might have found some kind of logic that made it make sense for me to be there. But at the end of the day, I can protect my own energy by not giving it away to nonsense. Bottom line. Because if people are doing nonsense, they're gossiping, they're talking, it's just nonsense. You have to find a way to pull your energy back when you see nonsense happening, right? Um, I'm not big on busy work and stuff in the workplace and all. I don't like when people have you doing little things that don't make any real impact in the environment. You're just like, why am I doing this? Oh, because I'm on the clock. Okay, then just be honest and say that's why. I'm real flat out honest. Don't give me games. Don't give me nonsense. Don't tell me something and try to get me to switch my logic or switch my attitude about it. It's not going to happen. And especially if I think I'm being forced, because I have ways that I feel and want to do things that are important to me. So when you go in these environments, you have to remember that. And you have to keep in mind that you will be pushed over if you give too much all the time. And that's everywhere. I don't give my children too much. I don't give my partner too much. I don't give anybody too much. If I don't have something reserved for myself, then everybody's in trouble. I'll be honest with you. And definitely in workplace environments or environments like that, they really don't get it. It's not going to happen. It's because there's nothing feeding it. I can't feed something, give something of myself into something, and it's not being returned tenfold. Now, when it is, that's fine and great, whatever. But when it's not, then you find yourself being depleted and giving all of yourself in these environments, and then none of that is being given back. It can't give it back to you. It doesn't have anything to give to you. It's not more innovative. It's not more elite. It doesn't have any special magic it doesn't have any knowledge of the world of the unknown, even though people walk around and act like they do. It doesn't have that. So they can't give you any of this stuff. It would have to be an environment of a reciprocation, and it's clear reciprocation, but that's not always the case. So when you find yourself in these situations to where you're feeling depleted and you're just like, how do I feel so depleted? How do I feel so depleted? Most of the time it's because you're giving your time and energy and the essence of who you are over to something that's not reciprocating to you. And that's just the bottom line, right? So I say keep that in mind. That's my conversation for tonight. You have to excuse me, all this moving. I'm trying to sit on my legs like we used to do in elementary school. But at 42, you don't sit on your legs and it don't feel the same way. It feels different. It feels like 42-year-old legs, which are still great and healthy and fit, nonetheless. They're different legs than I had 30 years ago. I'm sure of it. What is it? They say you get a new body every 7 years, So yeah, I've had a new body several times in that case. But yeah, you have to keep that in mind because, you get in these environments and people start, doing little small, subtle, insecure things. And I think the biggest way that you can show the universe that you're not about to play at that level anymore is to not participate at all. At all. When you know somebody's full of it, don't participate. Because when you're entertaining it, it means that you're on the level of it. I think about this all the time when I think about women or men, women, whoever does it, who go around and try to catch their partner cheating and stuff, and they've caught them before and they're trying again. And I'm just like, that's telling the universe this is the game I want to play. That's all that is. Because in order to not play that game, that means you're not trying to chase nothing down. That means you're looking at the information and you're seeing what's factual, and then you're making your decision based on what's best for you in that moment and what's best for the whole, possibly. And then you washing your hands with it, right? You don't get caught up in all the nonsense and the rigmarole of the, trying to make that stuff better. It's just not. No, you're gonna be wasting. I feel like it's a waste of time. I just do. I just know that when you get to a certain point where you're not willing to play the game anymore, that's when the universe really knows, okay, it's time to bless this person. It's time to give them this next level, right? And so I don't think it's even bad when you are triggered by it, because sometimes I can go into environments and I get triggered by certain attitudes and behaviors, but I don't necessarily play ball with them. I don't think about it all day. I don't contemplate it. I don't have any words to share with people later, but I'm like, ugh, that rubbed me the wrong way. I don't like it. And so I was just like, I don't like it. I don't know what it is. I just don't like it. So you walk in environments like that, it's perfectly okay to feel that way. And just know that whenever that environment is not up to your standards, don't play ball. Don't play ball. Don't investigate it. Don't interrogate. Don't try to figure it out. Don't sneak around. Don't gossip. Don't do anything. Let the universe know that I'm over this level of life. And if these are games, because it feels just like some games, especially in the workplace, if these are games, if this is nonsense, if people are insecure, if they're intimidated, if they don't want to see you shine, it's just like, I'm done with that. I don't want to be in any environments to where people are thirsty for recognition. And it's just not my environment, because when people are thirsty for recognition, none of the best ideas are the ones that go forward. It's the ideas that they think are going to get the less pushback or that's going to make them look the best. And I'm like, I'm done with that lifestyle. I'm done with the corporate or higher ed environments that say, we're petty. Come play with us. No. No. And I'm telling you that don't play with them, because the minute you play ball with them is you telling the universe, yeah, that's the level I'm on, right? So if you haven't, be proud of yourself. Know that turning the other cheek is very, very useful in so many situations, because first of all, a lot of times we're in these situations where people are doing stuff or doing things that are passive aggressive. We can't even prove it. That's why I never sat around and was caught up on race and ethnicity in environments, whether people would discriminate. How are we going to prove it? How are we going to prove it? It's wasting my time. So I'm working with what I know is happening. So when you sit there and you're like, I know this is shady, but this is shady. Yeah, I'm not going to play ball. And you're just like, I'm not doing it. Then you get really clear. And I think that is when the doors start opening up for you a lot more clearly, and a lot more catering to what it is you care about and what you love. Because I think that sometimes we can spend half of our lives, I was just telling my daughter this, holding back pieces of ourselves. And all it does every single time is pull us into environments to where we don't have a real connection with people, right? But I'm going to do that in the next video. I'm going to talk about that one, because that's a whole different subject. Anyway, like I said, playing petty, I don't care if it's family. I don't care if it's workplace. I don't care if people talking about you behind your back. I don't care if they got you wrong, if they got you messed up. It's okay. Let them have it. Let them talk about you. Let them gossip. Let them compete with you. Let them try to muffle your shine. Let them do all of that, because guess what? Energy is the truth. You can't trick energy. And if you are right where you're supposed to be, your accolades and your ascension is going to happen right in front of their faces. And it won't be anything to be said about. It won't be any questioning or wondering, are they good enough? Can they do this? You'll know really clearly what they're capable of. Really clearly, right? I always tell people, don't walk around thinking you got anything to prove to anybody. They're mere mortals. You have nothing to prove to mere mortals. Nothing. Anyway, you see what kind of tip I'm on today. I'm going to do my next video. Definitely going to do the last little thing I talked about. Yeah, I'm going to talk about that, because I think that's a good topic. Yeah. Anyway, have a wonderful, wonderful day. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share if you're into that. Bye.